A most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome inside Fred Rust Arena for some Friday night Blue Hen hockey, the Delaware Hockey Network, brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long, bringing you the first half of a weekend set between the Delaware Blue Hens men's Division I ACHA team and the visiting Syracuse Orange alumni weekend here in the First State. So, Blue Hens of yesteryear will be joining us in droves here on site, and a special hello to all of you joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network. 2-game set for the Blue Hens this weekend against the Orange. 2-game set for us here on the DHN today, as later tonight we'll have Drexel taking on the College of New Jersey. That game slated for a 10:40 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Trey Wright will have the call from Class of 1923 Arena. A little bit more about that later on. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications broadcast box atop the stands here at Fred Rust Arena for this Friday tilt between former ESCHL rivals. These two teams met in the final ESCHL championship game back in March in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, an overtime thriller that went to Delaware thanks to graduating senior Ryan Rodriguez with that memorable overtime game-winning goal. A breakaway from the orange blue line to beat A.J. Finta and seal championship for the Blue Hens in the final season of the Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League. So Delaware and Syracuse have since moved together to the Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League, along with Oswego, Stony Brook, and Pitt, and 5 teams from down south forming the Southern Division. These two teams at the Tennedy Ice Pavilion earlier in the month split their series in the 3-1-5, and here in the 3-0-2, Delaware looking to maintain some positive momentum after closing last weekend's First State Showcase with a resounding win over Colorado State. They'll be backstopped, as per usual, by Jacob Snellenberg, who saw action in all 3 games last weekend. Snellenberg, the grad student from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, 8-7-2 on the year with a 308 goals against average and a 906 save percentage on the Syracuse side of the red line. First ever ACHA start for Bryce Miller, native of Upton, Massachusetts. Took the rookie hot lap before warm-ups, and he gets the nod today for the 9-10-4 Orange. We're going to take a quick timeout here on the Delaware Hockey Network. When we come back, we'll take you inside the glass for opening introductions. Syracuse and Delaware, game 3 of 4 in their 2025-26 season series, in the first half of a weekend series here at Fred Rust Arena, coming up next on the Delaware Hockey Network. And it's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
And welcome inside Fred Rust Arena. Just about go time here on this Friday evening from the First State, Syracuse and Delaware, about to square off in this ACHA Men's Division I matchup, and we're going to take you inside the glass right now for opening introductions. Hockey fans, good evening and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Tonight, the American Collegiate Hockey Association presents a Men's Division I regular season game between the visiting Orange of Syracuse University and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For the Syracuse Orange, starting on defense, number 22, Jack Duffy. And number 23, Connor Chesner. At left wing, number 18, Nathan McLean. At right wing, number 7, Brendan Duffy. At center, number 19, Cameron Gaffney. And making his ACHA debut in net, number 30, Bryce Miller. And now let's meet the starting six for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting on defense, from Warminster, Pennsylvania, number 26, Luke Panapresso. And from Morris Plains, New Jersey, number 5, Jack Keller. Starting at left wing from Livingston, New Jersey, number 22, Austin Vecchio. At right wing from Calgary, Alberta, the pride of the prairies, number 20, Cade Coughlin. Starting at center from Venetia, Pennsylvania, alternate captain number 36, Tanner Mahoney. And between the pipes for your Blue Hens, from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. Your University of Delaware Blue Hens are coached by Todd Middlemeyer, Jason Page, and Dominic Lignelli, assisted by Operations Manager Ellie Bates. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Ryan Benkin and Sam Chauvin, and linespeople DJ Mark and Jack Fetcher. Fans, at this time, we direct your attention to center ice, where members of Scouting BSA Troop 531 from Townsend, Delaware, present the colors for this evening's performance of the national anthem. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag at center ice, and after the colors are presented, we ask that you rise if able as we honor America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Go time at Fred Rust Arena as the Blue Hens look to maintain forward momentum coming out of last weekend's First State Showcase. A bit of a wake-up call on Saturday as the Hens fell to John Carroll 9-5, but then came back for a resounding win 4-1 over Colorado State on Sunday afternoon. Delaware traveling from left to right in opening period play. clad in their home white kits, blue helmets, blue pants, blue numbers. They move left to right here in opening period action. Syracuse in their away orange, moving right to left from our vantage point. Again, backstopped by Bryce Miller, who is making his first ever ACHA start. Sammy Chauvin and Ryan Benkin, the referees tonight. And it will be will be Jack Fetcher to do the honors for the opening puck drop. And here we go from Fred Rust Arena with the Orange winning this opening draw. Cam Gaffney works across center into a sea of white and blue. He left the puck to the top of the zone. This was shot in by McLean and tipped wide and covered by Bryce Miller for a pause in the action just 39 seconds into the proceedings. Fresh legs all around as both Blue Hens and Orange change. Cody Diaz in across from Cade Cook in this draw between the second line centers. Went the way of the Blue Hens initially, but the shot from Thomas Weeks was intercepted. Berg back behind his own net, recovers the puck. He leaves this ahead to Weeks, racing up the right wing boards. 2-on-2 for the Hens. Weeks tried to float the puck in close. Bajsadecki couldn't track it down. This is from Jake Brown in the near corner. Here, a shot from the top of the left circle, and Noah Goose was blocked in traffic. Bajsadecki tries to set up Tracy on the welcome mat. Puck sails wide, having to get out of the way was Ryan Benkin. And recovering for the Orange, Hamilton Nordwind works this back out of his own zone. Puck was tipped, no icing, says referee Ryan Benkin, who had that front row seat to the proceedings deep in the Syracuse end. So a barrage of activity in the Orange zone. Bryce Miller getting credit for 4 saves in the first 2 minutes of play. And here Carter Rugg works the puck to an accelerating Weimer. Weimer slowed up at the Delaware blue line, gaining the puck and sending it back up ice was Panapresso. Icing waved off. And a new set of forwards are on for the Blue Hens as Jack Keller intercepts a wayward outlet pass. This recovered by Weimer and play blown dead. A hand pass signaled. 2 minutes and 25 seconds into opening period play, and the faceoff will come all the way back into the Orange end. John Cronin with his first ACHA goal. Working into the lineup a little bit more regularly. Here he's on the fourth line together with mainstay Alex Infanger and the Québécois Louis-Mathieu Ruel. So we've seen all 12 forwards in action today as Jack Keller pulls back into his own end. Panapresso floats the puck up the near boards beyond the reach of Pendergrass, but he couldn't cleanly connect with Cronin. This is steered back behind the Delaware cage by McEnroe. Studied by Snellenberg. He has help from Infanger, who accelerates to get out of his own end. Ruel's entry will be called back offside. 2:57 behind us. In opening period action, both teams taking the opportunity to change. And the faceoff comes just above the Syracuse blue line with Tanner Mahoney. Back in for the neutral zone draw for Delaware. Again flanked by Coughlin and Vecchio. Coughlin gets the puck back from Weeks. Cross ice feed, he walks in. He tries to headman to Vecchio. Tipped in toward the net, didn't have the angle, so no shot. But the follow-up is covered up by Bryce Miller for save number 5 on the evening. So a stop and go. First 3 minutes and 14 seconds, and no shortage of chances for the Blue Hens, controlling attacking territory pretty well. Coughlin gave the puck away to McLean. Sent across far side, the one-timer off the Duffy drop pass, rather off the Yeah, that was the Duffy drop pass. That's 7 hard to read from this angle. Here in that front, Coughlin backhand. No, sir, says Bryce Miller, and this is worth another look on the 412 Communications instant replay. A-grade chance for the Blue Hens coast to coast as Cade Coughlin picks up the puck. And he's going to get it back on this give and go from the left wing. And Vecchio, backhand shot and close. Caught and covered by Bryce Miller, who's been strong out of the gate for the Orange. 6 shots, 6 saves. And that's the first real test for the Upton, Massachusetts native. The others pretty cut and dry, but cross-lot feed there. Coughlin just couldn't connect off the backhand. And here Burke skies the puck into the back netting. And out of action with just under 4 minutes behind us in opening period play. No score as yet from Fred Rust Arena. Boyd couldn't hold the point. Jack Fetcher signaling delayed offside against the Hens, who tag up and neutral ice, and that gave Sean Caddo the opportunity to work the puck up the near boards. Again, deep into the Delaware end. Cook checked off the puck in the far corner. He keeps on ticking. Diaz trying to take it away from Wren. Wren's centering attempt, nobody home. It was stick checked off its line. Bajsadecki couldn't clear. Cook protecting. He gives this away to Panapresso, lobbing the puck beyond center, where Caddo turns it back from right to left. And this is thrown in diagonally by Cole off the far corner boards. Karam's near side. Burt couldn't hack it free as Cole kept the forechecking pressure on him. We're coming to the 5-minute mark of the first period of a 0-0 hockey game. 3-on-2 for the Hens. Liam Gott back in the lineup after being out of commission last weekend. Was slowed up. Coming in the opposite side was Jack Wren. His shot found the opposite side of the netting, so was not on goal. Follow-up chance blocked away, recovered by Andrew Lowe, advanced to Gott. DeBolt completing this third line for the Blue Hens. And Liam Gott pile drives his way into the Syracuse zone. He tries to set up Lowe on the welcome mat. But this goes sky high into the seats and out of play with 14:39 to go in the first period and no score. Face off to Bryce Miller's left. Going the way of the Orange. And the race back to the puck at the Delaware line, even between Rugg and Panapresso. Low clears. DeBolt can't control it at center. He does, however, block the pass from Nordwind back across the neutral zone. And is trying to maintain control, but Carter Rugg skates his way in to the Delaware end. He tried to find on the doorstep Bradley Parker, but couldn't connect on the centering feed. Infanger the other way. Stick handling through traffic, steered to the far wall by Connor Chesner. A crowd surrounds the puck at the far dashers. Louis Mathieu Ruel slowed up in the corner. Infanger leaves this once again to Ruel. Cronin crashing the net. 1-on-2. Cronin got a shot away. Covered by Miller. And we've got another pause as Miller freezes. A barrage of activity in front of the Syracuse cage. And Bryce Miller so far living up to expectations. Another pair of rapid-fire stops. His 7th and 8th of the game. And we're just over 6 minutes in. Already Bryce Miller tested pretty thoroughly by these Blue Hens. Baptism by fire, they say. Thomas Weeks, 200-foot player, tried to dipsy-doodle through the slot, but Thomas's backhand broke up that advance. This is Vecchio. Taking a check in the near corner from Caddo, separating him from the puck. It ends up at the far half wall. where Thomas picks it up and advances it through neutral ice to Pendergrass, and that's going to be called offside. Whether you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. That's why having a trusted and caring representative is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The Law Office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule a free consultation, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Bouncing puck in the slot, Vecchio to Mahoney, but he had to trail it to the near corner to maintain control. Vecchio offering good support. The other 22, Jack Duffy, took it away. Chesner's backhand sends the puck up the near wall to McLean, but not out. This is picked up by Vecchio, one-on-one. Vecchio draws the penalty, and the Hens are headed to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. A hook the call from Chauvin on Nathan McLean. And 7:35 in. The Blue Hens are off to their first Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings at desportsmed.com. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 18, Nathan McLean. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 35 seconds in the first period. McLean, 2 for hooking at 7:35. A couple quick shots from the Blue Hens. Danny Berg looking to make something more deliberate happen. He cycles to Diaz in the corner. This comes to Bajsadecki now, stepping up to the dot from the half wall. Back in low, this goes to Diaz. Another penalty coming up. The Hens are going to go 5-on-3. Offsetting coincidentals here. So the 5-on-3 squandered by the Hens. Cato off for a cross-check. Vecchio sent off for a retaliatory trip, both at 8:21. So we're going to stay 5-on-4 for the next minute and 14. Again, we're 5-on-4 at the 8:21 mark of the second period, or first period rather. We haven't had enough coffee yet today. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 25, Sean Cato, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Delaware penalty assessed to number 22, Austin Vecchio, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the coincidental penalties, 8 minutes, 21 seconds in the first period. And the Hens strike on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Tommy Tracy pots his 6th of the year. And the Hens strike first. Let's see it again. Mahoney kicks the puck back to the point. Boyd leaves it to Tracy. And the Maryland native's 6th of the year gives the Hens the early lead. Connecting on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Particulars forthcoming on the Tracy goal. As plays held in the Delaware zone. And 10:45 to go in the first period, and here comes Gaffney. Oh, Delaware goal! His 6th of the season. Scored by number 28, Tommy Tracy. Assisted by number 7, Finn Boyd. And number 5, Jack Keller. Time of the power play goal, 8 minutes 30 seconds in the first period. Tracy's 6th from Boyd and Keller at 8:30. Again, the penalties at 8:21. Syracuse, Cato, 2 for cross-checking. Delaware, Vecchio, 2 for tripping. Those at 8:21 in the first period. Neutral zone draw coming right at the midpoint of this opening frame. With the Hens controlling the momentum early, they're pinned in their own end. With Tanner Cole double teamed to the near corner, and Thomas Weeks recovers after Berg pitchforked the puck free. And the Hens are going to go right back to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play after Weeks got tripped up in his own zone. Bajsadecki posts up behind his own net. Play action to Mahoney. Bajsadecki weaving through traffic, crosses to the right boards to gain the zone. Mahoney gives the puck back to him. Tracy with the hot hand, leaves it back to Bajsadecki in the far corner. This is controlled by Wren. And another one's gonna go. Wren heads off for a trip. Back to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Go the Blue Hens. Just past midway in this first period, Delaware 1 for 1 with the man advantage here tonight. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 13, Jack Wren. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes 48 seconds in the first period. Wren 2 for tripping at 10:48. Keller's shot from just inside the line was sticked up in the atmosphere and out of play. 21 seconds gone from this Delaware Sports Medicine power play, and the faceoff comes to the left of Bryce Miller, who's 10 for 11 in the save column. Through the first 11 minutes and 9 seconds of his ACHA career. Mahoney, Coughlin, Tracy on up front with Boyd and Keller manning the blue line. The orange clear. Cole the forechecker with McLean, Murphy, and Thomas holding down the back end. Boyd had to hesitate before being able to play the puck, as a delayed offside was in effect against Delaware. The Orange pounce and they clear. 8:15 to go in the first period. Hens 1, Orange 0. Berg to Bajsadecki. That pass didn't connect. Recovering the puck at center was Tanner Cole for the Orange. Thrown in from distance and paddled by Snellenberg behind the cage. Here's Berg. Across to Bajsadecki, pass in the corner intercepted and wristed clear by Duffy. Final 32 seconds on the Jack Wren tripping minor. Diaz to Weeks, diagonally ahead to Berg. He leaves us to Vecchio, one-on-one in the slot. He was slowed up by Chesner. Strong back-checking effort there from the veteran Orangeman. 6 goals, 7 assists on the year. Solid 200-foot player. One of the leaders in offensive productivity from the blue line for the Orange. The Berg shot from the left dot is sticked up into the netting and out of play with 7:15 to go in the first period. 3 seconds remaining on this second Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Blue Hens. Now we're back 5-on-5 as Wren is released. Puck nearly trickled in on the doorstep, but unable to tip it past Miller was Alex Infanger, who was looming right on the welcome mat. So Miller thanking his lucky stars, and Infanger holding the point. Slap shot from distance. Skips into the glove of Bryce Miller, who holds to bring play to a halt with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first. 1-0 the score. And the Hens find themselves on the defensive 2-on-2 counterattack from the Orange. Carter Rugg centered the puck high in the zone to Quinn Weimer, but he was driven out of the play by that stay-at-home old-school defenseman Noah Goose. You don't want to get on his cross side, that's for sure. Advancing pass back up the middle from Weimer. Taking aim was Parker. Top of the near circle. Snellenberg with the waffle board save. Turning the puck to the far corner. Shots right now 12-5 in the favor of the Orange. And Liam Gott gets taken down approaching the net. So yet another trip to the sin bin for Syracuse. As we get another look at this. Carter Rugg rolled out for a trip. 13:55 into the first period. Once again, the Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Hens. This will be their third. Syracuse penalty assessed to number 4, Carter Rugg, 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 55 seconds in the first period. Rugg, 2 for holding at 13:55. Boyd working behind his own net, 5:15 to go. Fresh set of Delaware attackers come on as Berg advances the puck up the right wing boards to Vecchio. Vecchio on with Diaz and Bajsadecki on this second power play unit. Berg and Weeks the point men. Bajsadecki left the puck to Vecchio, unable to set up Diaz on the doorstep. Inside 5 minutes to go in the first period of a 1-0 game. Diaz tried to open fire from the dot, fanned on the puck. It's picked up by Wren. He's got Berg beaten the one-on-one. Wren backhand, and the rebound goes in from Tanner Cole. A short-handed Syracuse goal. Tanner Cole with his 4th of the year puts the Orange back level. Here's the initial shot from Wren. He beat Berg. Snellenberg sliding to make the save. But simply no chance at all for him to get back in position to make the secondary stop on Tanner Cole, who potted his 4th of the year. Syracuse shorthanded goal, his 4th of the season, scored by number 10, Tanner Cole. Assisted by number 13, Jack Wren. Time of the goal, 15 minutes, 25 seconds of the first period. Cole's 4th from Wren at 15:25, a shorthanded goal. Miller swarmed at the top of the crease, denying a couple shots in the act. Final 3:45, Panapresso holding the zone. Long shot was blocked in net front traffic. Looked like friendly fire as Tracy couldn't redirect it. Keller back across the line to Panapresso. Shot through off the backboards. Keller has time and space to regain the puck, but he had to trail down to the corner to do so. Panapresso with a line drive from the right point. Caught and held by Bryce Miller with 3:25 to go in the first period of this 1-1 hockey game. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides, sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch, or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Final 3:10 of an eventful first period from Fred Rust Arena. Tommy Tracy struck on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. And then Tanner Cole even the tally for Syracuse with a short-handed goal, finishing off the rebound of a Jack Wren breakaway shot, albeit a breakaway that was only 15 feet in the making before he could get around Danny Berg. And here in the antepenultimate minute of the first period, we stand 1-1. Weeks got stick on puck at center, couldn't turn the momentum around immediately as Duffy tried to drive his way in over the Delaware line. Here's DeBolt. Slowed up in the slot by Chesner. Final 2.5 minutes in the first period of a 1-1 game. Chesner works the puck ahead to Duffy. Another breakaway. This shot in close from Gaffney. Goes off the back glass, and Snellenberg smothers for the pause. .218 remaining in opening period action. Snellenberg 7 for 8 on the save column. And the face-off comes to his left, with Alex Infanger winning the draw and Keller pulling back behind the cage to start up the Blue Hens. Cronin gave the puck away to Chesner, tipping it into the bench area and out. This will stay in the neutral zone. 2:06 to go in the first. False start on the draw. We'll try again. Wren throws the puck across neutral ice. Panapresso gathers it in for Delaware, makes sure he gains the red line before launching it in off the backboards. This is held by Keller just inside the Syracuse stripe, but the Hens find themselves outnumbered in deep. Puck is lobbed the entire length of the ice, and this will come back an icing. 103 seconds to go in the first period. Delaware have outshot Syracuse 15-8. And Cody Diaz in across from Wren for the attacking zone faceoff. Tracy looking for his second. Long shot. Caught and held by Bryce Miller. Face-off migrates 44 feet away from us. Coming to Miller's right. Again, he's saved 14 of 15. Burke behind the cage to Diaz. Back to Burke, skipped up the right wall. Tommy Tracy floats this across to the far side of the accelerating Finn Boyd. And over the line, he throws the puck, but he can't connect with Diaz. It was taken away by Cato. Parker working through traffic. Puck was loose in front, cleared out by Finn Boyd on the welcome mat. So it stays one aside as we come to the final minute of the first period. Brady Burke's backhand not enough to clear the zone. Thomas bats the puck down at the point, and the Orange will get at least a partial changing of the guard in for what is presumably the final shift of the contest. And they'll get the opportunity to change up in full as the Blue Hens are gilt even icing with 47.5 seconds to go. Draw spotted to Snellenberg's left. McEnroe and Diaz. McEnroe wins the draw. Opening fire from the point was Brown. Shot was well wide. Brown takes a body at the near half boards, battling for the rebound. He shrugs off pressure from Tracy. Puck ends up on the stick of Cody Diaz, who lofts this back to center. Final 28 seconds in the first period. Thomas tips it in to the Delaware zone. Walking in Fanning's shot was wide from the bottom of the far circle. Fanning gets his own rebound. Pressured by Diaz. Loose puck corralled by Tracy and cleared. And this comes back in icing as well with 13 seconds to go. Last chance on the doorstep was Duffy. The backhand steered away by Snellenberg, and that's going to do it for the first period. The score at the end of 20 minutes, your Delaware Blue Hens 1, Syracuse Orange 1. We'll take a pause on the Delaware Hockey Network. We'll be back after the first intermission.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena as we prepare for second period play between Syracuse and Delaware in the first half of this weekend set. A look back at the highlights. Tommy Tracy's 6th goal of the season off this feed from Finn Boyd, putting the Hens on the board 8.5 minutes in. And then that was a 2-on-1. Going the way of the Orange, Tanner Cole off the rebound of a Jack Wren shot, potting his 4th of the season to tie it up for the Orange. And period 2 underway here at Fred Rust Arena. Begins with a failed Delaware attack. Picking the puck up was Chesner. He floats this to his left. The shot in from Cam Gaffney sails wide. Bajsadecki gets the rebound back to center, where it's thrown back in by Duffy. Snellenberg steers the puck beyond the reach of McLean. Holding the left point was Ryan Thomas for the Orange. If you're just joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, Syracuse and their away Orange traveling left to right in second period action. The Delaware Blue Hens and their home whites moving right to left. The third team, referees Ryan Benkin and Sam Chauvin. The lines people DJ Mark and Jack Fetcher. A minute behind us in the second period. Gaffney leaves the puck back to Duffy. Shot in traffic, stopped by Snellenberg. And he smothers the rebound from Gaffney to keep this game one aside. A net-minding clinic put on by Bryce Miller and Jacob Snellenberg so far tonight. A pair of rapid-fire saves from the grad student out of Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, to ward off that first Syracuse attack of the second period. No, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. We were a bit overexposed on cam 1. So a quick change of filters and on we go. Mahoney trying to tip the puck in from the mid slot at a 3-on-2. But he was foiled in that endeavor, and here's Vecchio. Off the stretch pass, giving way to Nordwind. Low recovers. Berg, hassled by the forechecking Chris Fanning, can't get the puck free. Andrew Lowe back to Panapresso. He turns the puck over, shot from the near side, caught and held by Jacob Snellenberg to grind play to a halt with 17:39 to go in the second period of a 1-1 hockey game. The action fast and frequent. And there another Snellenberg save. $17:36 to go in the second. False start off the draw, says referee Sam Chauvin. Looked like Brad Parker jumped the gun. So Parker's waved out and Weimer's going to take his place. Across from Delaware's Chance DeBolt. Weimer, no space on the wraparound, feeds the puck to the point, and Brown is skipped across the line, brought back into the neutral zone by Lowe. What have we got from Dr. Sam? 2 minutes, 40 seconds into the second period. And Nordwind's going to head off for a trip. Delaware Sports Medicine power play time once again. For the Blue Hens, desportsmed.com, the place to go. to learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 44, Hamilton Nordwind, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes, 40 seconds in the second period. Nordwind, 2 for tripping at 2:40. Berg to Bajsadecki, advancing up the middle and crossing to the far boards to get around Chesner. Bajsadecki tried to jam the puck in all by his lonesome, but it was poke-checked away by Miller. Weeks to Diaz, coming into the left dot. Pass down low to Bajsadecki was broken up in the orange clear. Duffy and Chesner hustling off, as are Wren and McEnroe in favor of a fresh quartet of penalty killers. Wren's going to stay put, but he's joined by 3 others. A minute gone on the penalty to Nordwind. Tracy just got to the red line before launching the puck in. Clearing attempt was foiled by Keller. Panapresso holding the zone, gets this down to Coughlin, and Mahoney's going to try to dig the puck free from a battle over the left shoulder of Bryce Miller. Now it's a 3-a-side scrum as Tracy knocks it loose. Back to Jack Keller. This taken away by Wren, fanned on by Mahoney. Wren 1-on-3. Tries to split defenders. He floats the puck into the near corner. Panapresso beats him there by half a step to regain for the Hens. 20 seconds to go on this man advantage for the home side. Keller volleys the puck across the neutral zone. It's recovered by Thomas. Thrown back up ice by Duffy. And that will, for all intents and purposes, kill off the rest of the Hamilton Nordwind tripping minor. And the Orange are back to full strength. Coughlin with the dump and change. Cronin pursues. Mahoney couldn't hold at the half wall. This is tipped back by McLean up ice. Gaffney absorbs a check at the blue line. Play offside for Syracuse. And that gives Delaware's Tanner Mahoney the opportunity to throw the puck up the middle, back across neutral ice. But he was unable to set up a concerted attack for the Blue Hens, trying to break this 1-1 deadlock. More action to our right. The backhand chance from Gaffney in low was steered wide by Snellenberg. Good for save number 13 of the night. 2-on-3 the other way. Louis-Mathieu Ruel stood up at the line by Duffy. Weimer's cross-ice feed to Rugg. Didn't connect in the low slot. Holding the point is Chesner off the failed Delaware clear. A rocket from 40 goes off the corner glass. And this is pushed back by Louis-Mathieu Ruel, the Quebecois to center, where the Orange recover, and Duffy sends it back into the Delaware end before hustling off for a change. Stretch pass low, shot, score! Andrew Lowe gives the Hens the go-ahead. Receiving the stretch pass from deep in his own zone and going top shelf on Miller. It's a 2-1 Delaware game. Here's where it starts. Snellenberg to Burke to Lowe. 5:50 into the second period. And for Jacob Snellenberg, that's going to be his 3rd point of the year. He came into this game with 2 assists. Make it a 3rd apple for the graduate netminder from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania. Oh, Delaware goal! 5th of the season. Scored by number 17, Andrew Lowe. Assisted by number 24, Brady Burke, and number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. Time of the goal, 5 minutes, 50 seconds in the second period. Lowe's 5th from Burke and Snellenberg at 5:50. Face-off stays in the Delaware end. After Snellenberg gets his third point of the season, contributing for the Blue Hens on both sides of the score sheet. 13 saves and an assist to go with it. Cole gets the puck in deep again. Cook couldn't control it for the Orange. Bajsadecki brings it back up the middle. Hens coming in numbers if they hurry. Diaz kept skate contact, crashing the net for the shot. Was Bajsadecki. And it looked like Miller had frozen the puck from our vantage point, but Dr. Sam saw it. So he ordered play to continue on, and now Bajsadecki's going to go. For roughing, says Ryan Benken. And the Hens are on the PK for the first time tonight. After going 1 for 4 on the man advantage through the first 27 minutes of this game. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 6 minutes, 58 seconds of the second period. Bajsadecki, 2 for roughing at 6:58. Duffy wound up. He tried to launch one in from the right point, but didn't get contact with the puck. McLean off the cross ice feed. Back to Duffy. Cycled to Thomas. Thrown off the backboards. Keller gains the puck. He stutter steps, and he floats this up the far boards. Back into the control of Ryan Thomas for the Orange. Thomas advancing, feed to Duffy, walking through traffic. Cross slot feed, McLean on the welcome mat. High and wide into the back glass, and again the Hens clear after Snellenberg stepped up aggressively and gave up a lot of net there momentarily. We're 8 minutes into the second period. Delaware 2, Syracuse 1. Drop pass from Thomas after gaining the zone was intercepted by Diaz. Lowe's got a 1-on-1, now a 2-on-2. The shorthanded shot from Andrew Lowe at the top of the right circle was right into the pads of Bryce Miller. Coming up with save number 16 on the night, and this is ACHA debut. Down to the final half minute of this first Delaware PK. Thomas waiting behind his own net. Wren, Cook, Chesner, and Parker complete the quintet of Orange attackers. Parker tried to leave the puck to Cook. They're both confronted by Austin Vecchio, failing to clear. Rugg protects the point. He walks in, shot blocked by Vecchio, and Bajsadecki is on. The Hens kill off the penalty successfully. Carter Rugg trying to work through traffic. Centered. Goose blocked the puck down. He threw a body in close, gained the puck behind the net, and he'll leave this to Brady Burke. Played up the left side. Vecchio tipped by Bajsadecki and over the blue line. Steadied by Miller. And we work toward halfway in this contest with Delaware leading Syracuse 2-1 in front of a healthy Fred Russ crowd, probably about 400 strong here tonight. And we expect nearly 1,000 tomorrow for Alumni Weekend festivities here in the First State. That shot from Carter Rugg was waffle boarded aside neatly by Snellenberg. And this will come back in icing. Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, your team and your fans, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital, and more. Want to know more? Head to 412communications.com and let's talk about how to get you noticed. Liam Gott, one-on-one. Steered to the far corner by Nordwind. Gott tries to stick handle his way out of traffic and wait for some support, but he turned the puck over. Here's Eli Pendergrass. Just onside for the entry was Chris Fanning, keeping skate contact with the blue line as Pendergrass gained the zone. But Fanning was stripped of the puck in the far corner. Gott off the cross ice feed from Lowe. Couldn't get much past center. And the Hens are back behind their own goal with Weeks trying to set up a more deliberate attack again. He turns it over to the other 8. Ryan Thomas holding the point. He launches the puck in from distance. It caught Weeks' skate. Puck pinballs through Body's net front. Snellenberg got a piece of the initial shot for the save. The Hens clear, and this will come back another icing against Delaware with 9:20 to go in the second period. And Jacob Snellenberg's Blue Hens with a 2-1 lead over the Syracuse Orange in their first of 2 meetings this weekend. The home team clear off the draw. Thomas back to his own line. Left the puck across to Cato, who was swarmed by the forechecking Liam Gott. Turned the puck over momentarily, but the Orange regained. Back up the middle and shooting was Gaffney. Snellenberg stonewalls him from 25 out. Cato held the line. Winding up Thomas with a shot. Directed high and away. Another Delaware icing, and we'll head right back where we started from with 8:45 to go here in second period play. Delaware reclaiming the lead thanks to Andrew Lowe's 5th goal of the season. But again, much of the action trained to our right through the course of the evening. As here the Syracuse Orange get themselves another attacking zone face-off, but this is going to come back into the Syracuse zone as Nathan McLean must have said something to draw the ire of Sam Chauvin as this comes back into the Syracuse zone. McLean rung up for unsportsmanlike conduct. The captains getting the explanation from Sammy. So what was going to be an attacking zone draw for the Orange will end up an attacking zone draw for the Blue Hens. As now both coaches get the explanation from Messrs. Benkin and Chauvin. And it's right back to the Delaware sports medicine power play for these Blue Hens, with Diaz, Vecchio, and Bajsadecki on up front. Weeks and Berg holding down the blue line. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 18, Nathan McLean, 2 minutes for unsporting conduct. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 14 seconds. In the second period, McLean, 2 for unsporting conduct at 11:14. Quick shot saved by Miller. And we do it again to the netminder's left. Bajsadecki to Diaz. Skating a tight circle in the far corner to try to generate some space. Berg across to Weeks. Rebounds in. Delaware's up by 2. Hens strike again on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play as Austin Vecchio puts the biscuit in the basket for the 9th time this year. It's now 3-1 Hens. Here it comes again. Diaz played this up to the point. Weeks with the shot. Ricocheting off the backboards. And Vecchio with the rebound putback to make this a 3-1 contest. Hens humming on the power play. They've got 2 tonight with the man advantage. Oh, Delaware goal! His 9th of the season. Scored by number 22, Austin Vecchio. Assisted by number 8, Thomas Weeks. And number 3, Danny Berg. Time of the power play goal, 11 minutes, 48 seconds in the second period. Vecchio's 9th from Weeks and Berg at 11:48, a power play goal. Seven and change remaining here in second period play. Brown behind his own net advances the puck to Rugg. Worked in by Parker from just above the blue line. Burt can't clear. Stepping up, Parker's backhand was blocked. Parker got his own rebound, lost his footing, trying to generate a shot lane. Desperation chance goes wide. Here taking aim from the point was Ryan Thomas. Standing up for the save was Snellenberg, and we're down to the final 6:40 in the second period. Delaware getting some breathing room over Syracuse, owning both second period goals to this point. Hens clear. Cronin's got a one-on-one. He tried to go top shelf as he was steered toward the corner by Cato. Shot was rushed and well off its line. Panapresso off the cross ice feed from Keller. Throws one in net front. Infanger couldn't redirect it past Miller. Thomas regains for the Orange. He floats the puck beyond center. It came in contact with Panapresso, so that negates the icing. And it was chased in deep by Quinn Weimer in the near corner. Weimer couldn't center cleanly to Wren, who was angled behind the net and hassled still by Jack Keller. Keller forces the turnover, and Tanner Mahoney works his way back to his own blue line, crossing to his forehand, gaining center and lobbing the puck into the near corner of the Syracuse end. Changing of the guard for the Blue Hens on the defensive end with inside 6 to go in the second, and the comfort of a 3-1 advantage. Off the dump in, Weeks regains for the Hens. Coughlin takes a body from Chesner. Mahoney, good support, protecting the puck for the Hens. Leads to his own entry. Up the middle came Danny Berg, but he was pickpocketed between the circles by Wren, who failed to clear. Duffy will skate this up the far side. Now he crosses to the near dots. Approached by Bajsadecki at center before dumping the puck in. A hard carom to the far corner finds the Angelino Danny Berg. He's confronted by Cook. They scrap for a contested puck. Sweeping in for the Orange and trying to drive through. Amid that two-a-side battle was Tanner Cole, but he ran into traffic directly below the cage. 4:45 to go in the second. Wren working the near corner. Leaves the puck back to Duffy. Opening fire from the tops of the circles. Shot was wide from 40 feet out. Bajsadecki off his backhand, toes the puck back into neutral territory, and this is played over the glass and out with 4.5 remaining in this second period. Hens with a 3-1 lead, and a neutral zone draw is coming up. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these guys or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. DESportsmed.com, the place to go to learn more. And while you're there, you can read about Dr. Brad Bly's new membership program, offering nutrition and exercise coaching, along with discounted associated services, including physiotherapy and shockwave therapy. And the best bit of it all, priority appointments with Dr. Bly. DESportsmed.com. Delaware Sports Medicine, helping athletes of all abilities achieve peak performance here in the first state, and great supporters of this great game at the youth, scholastic, and collegiate levels alike. Brendan Duffy wearing the 7 that was once carried by Mackenzie Murphy. Gains the zone for Syracuse, and a rocket from Jake Brown cuts the Delaware lead in half. For Brown, that's his first of the year, making this game 3-2. Here it is again on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Brown from the top of the circle. Going top shelf on Snellenberg. To make this a 1-goal game, and here they come again. With just over 3 minutes to go in the period. Syracuse goal, his first of the season, scored by number 14, Jake Brown, assisted by number 19, Cameron Gaffney. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 18 seconds. In the second period. Brown's first from Gaffney at 16-18. Ruel off for interference. Sets up an A-grade opportunity for the Orange to get back level. As there you see the particulars on the Syracuse goal. Brown from Gaffney. Again, that was at 16-18. Here in the middle frame of play. Delaware penalty assessed to number 14, Louis-Mathieu Ruel. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 17 minutes, 13 seconds in the second period. Louis-Mathieu Ruel, 2 for interference at 17-13. Puck pinballs across the neutral zone. Cook leaves it to Wren, who found space up the left side. He took aim from the dot. Snellenberg squared up for the save, but Wren got his own rebound. 2:10 to go. In the second period, Delaware's lead was 3-1. Just moments ago, cut in half by Jake Brown's first goal of the year. Chesner with a shot from the top of the zone. Skipped in toward a congested slot and was steered wide net front. Rugg gives way. Goose tries to drive clear up the near side. Chesner holds. Cook couldn't stick handle through traffic in the mid slot. This puck is left back to Chesner inside the line. 95 seconds to go. In the second period, the Wren shot was high and wide, and it caromed off the near glass. Back into the Syracuse end, where Bryce Miller steadies. Shots even, 20 aside. 80 to go in the second period as Jack Duffy steers the puck back in his own end. Now it's played across by McLean to Thomas, formed just above the blue line. McLean slams it into the far corner where this is tied up. It's kicked back to McLean. We've entered the final minute of the second period. Net front feed came from Duffy, but Gaffney couldn't corral it. Keller brings the puck back to center for the dump in, and the Hens will change with 47 seconds to go in the second period. Ruel is back on. The Hens back to full strength. Bajsadecki to Lowe. Crossing over to his forehand. just inside the blue line. He was slowed up by Duffy shortly after gaining the zone. That was Jack Duffy working together with Brendan Duffy. Jack dumps this puck in, corralled by Danny Berg. Weeks up the left wall. Throws the puck into the far corner upon reaching the blue line. It's chased down by Liam Gott. He couldn't on the doorstep, set up to bolt. Brendan Duffy will stick handle in the near corner, and that will do it for the second. The score at the end of 2 periods. Delaware Blue Hens 3, Syracuse Orange 2. We'll be back after the second intermission on the Delaware Hockey Network.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Go time for period number 3. Delaware with a 3-2 lead through the first 40 minutes. And a look back at the second period highlights here on the 412 Communications Instant Replay. We were 1-1 through 1. Jacob Snellenberg starting up the attack, feeding the puck to Brady Burke, stretch pass to Andrew Lowe. Led to a Delaware go-ahead goal, 5:50 into the second period. And they came roaring right back just beyond midway in the contest. On the Delaware Sports Medicine power play, Austin Vecchio putting the finishing touches on a third Delaware goal. But that 2-goal advantage for the Blue Hens was short-lived, as Syracuse's Jake Brown from the top of the right circle with inside 4 minutes to play launched the puck over Snellenberg for his first goal of the season and to bring the Orange back within a single tally. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications press box. Evie Hill is our videographer tonight. And for those of you just joining us, Delaware and their home whites moving left to right from our vantage point in third period play. Syracuse moving right to left in their away orange kits. And as far as the third team is concerned, Ryan Benkin and Sam Chauvin, the referees. Manning the lines are DJ Mark and Jack Fetcher. Puck out of play. In the Syracuse zone, face-off coming to the left of Bryce Miller, who stopped 18 of 20 shots through the first 40 minutes of action. Danny Berg holds the point by Sadecki. Working in low, he's steered behind the net by Cato. By Sadecki. Confronted at the far half wall by Rugg. Stick check separated by Sadecki from the puck. Trying to hold near side was Berg, but it's intercepted by Weimer, but he's unable to clear. Diaz drives the puck in deep again. Bajsadecki spun off his line by Thomas. They converge in the far corner, and Bajsadecki backhands the puck in deep. Tommy Tracy working with it now. Cycled to Weeks, around to the left point where fresh on the ice is Chance to Bolt for the Blue Hens. He throws this in through the low slot. Bajsadecki fishing for the puck. Couldn't set up Tracy on the welcome mat, who steered behind the cage. Loose vulcanized rubber corralled and cleared by Cato. At a 2-on-1 coming up for the Orange. Quinn Weimer stepping up with a point-blank shot. Snellenberg denied him on the doorstep and keeps this a one-goal game. 95 seconds into the third period. Delaware up 3-2 over Syracuse, setting up shop on the Blue Hens' end. Nordwind protected the point. Winding up near side was Brown, but that puck was redirected over the crossbar into the back glass. Nordwind lost his footing. The Syracuse fans won a trip, but to no avail as Messrs. Chauvin and Benkin say play on. Hens march back into Orange territory. DeBolt leaves this to Goose. Thrown in close, his former Team Maryland teammate in the AHL, Andrew Lowe, cutting through the slot, couldn't direct the puck past Miller. Hens regain at their own line after the Orange pressed them back across neutral ice. Nordwind intercepts the feed from Goose ahead to Lowe. Lowe regains. He lofts the puck off the back glass. Alex Infanger couldn't race it down. It was taken away by Jack Wren and pushed clear back to center. Cole, one of the two Syracuse goal scorers, together with Jake Brown, was stonewalled in neutral ice. This is poked away from Wren. Gathered back in by Chesner for the Orange. Played up the far wall. Beyond the reach of Cade Cook. Steered by Snellenberg to the near corner. And Burke slams this off the near boards, but not out. Holding the zone was Wren, shooting! Snellenberg again with the save. And this puck is cleared to the near side, out of harm's way. With that Delaware 3-2 lead, 3 minutes into the third period, perilously thin. Bouncing puck again in behind the Delaware cage. Knocked off his feet was Chesner, gaining the puck and clearing up the far wall. Vecchio sends it back to center where the other 22, Jack Duffy, comes walking back in. Chesner to Pendergrass, shot and a glove save from Jacob Snellenberg brings play to a halt with 16:43 to go in regulation, and his Blue Hens clinging to a 3-2 advantage. Big guns on for Delaware. Tanner Mahoney in to take the draw to the right of his netminder across from Matthew McEnroe. We haven't made any "you cannot be serious" references yet with respect to Mr. McEnroe. As here he's stymied by Panapresso, trailing back to the blue line, and Keller recovers the puck. No, chalk did not fly up. Keller pressured by Pendergrass, couldn't find Mahoney on the breakout, but Coughlin just above the blue line tips the puck into the Syracuse zone. He walks it in mid-zone. He's double-teamed and stripped to the vulcanized rubber by McEnroe, but McEnroe's out, hustled back into the Delaware end by Keller, backhanding the puck away from the reach of number 9 in orange. Icing waved off the other direction as Coughlin won the race to the path of the puck to the near corner, where he's plastered to the wall by Caddo. Now a two-a-side battle developing over the left shoulder of Bryce Miller. We're just over 4 minutes into the third period. Delaware with a 3-2 advantage, and they've got territorial advantage too. Leighton Bajsadecki steered to the far wall by Brendan Duffy. Cycles the puck to Mahoney, but this is pushed up into the air and out by Thomas. Berg trailing back into his own end. Steers the puck away from Cam Gaffney's forechecking pressure. Weeks double team, gets some help ahead from Tommy Tracy, backhanding the puck from blue line to blue line and then some. Caddo wound up from deep in his own end. Puck blocked down at the Delaware blue line, taken away by Ryan Thomas. Here's a 2-on-2 for Syracuse. Thomas steered to the corner by Berg, trying to center one on the welcome mat was Brendan Duffy, but his redirect ends up offline. Here comes Tracy back the other direction. He's outnumbered together with Bajsadecki. A 2-on-3 zone entry for the Blue Hens. Bajsadecki trying to stay with the puck. Gives it away behind the cage to Brown. The clearing attempt foiled by Tommy Tracy just inside the line for Delaware. He dumps the puck into the far corner, and the Hens get some fresh legs on with just over 5 minutes elapsed in the third period of this 3-2 hockey game. Another dump in from center by the Orange, and Finn Boyd blew a tire behind the net. He was pressured but not touched by Rugg. Play continues on unabated. Boyd back on his feet. Works this to Diaz, who tried to shovel the puck up the left wall, but this goes out of play and comes back into the Delaware zone with 14:24 to go in the third. Hens pinned with their backs to a wall in their end. Not a whole lot of breathing room left. It's a 3-2 advantage. DeBolt caution to the faceoff circle by linesperson DJ Mark. But the Floridian wins the draw for the Hens, and Andrew Lowe comes barreling back up the right side. DeBolt shot! Steered wide by Miller. A-grade chance for the Hens. Another shot launched in by Boyd from distance, saved by Miller. Here's a third coming from Brady Burke, but it's high over the crossbar into the back glass. Boyd slaps this in low after keeping the left point airtight. Puck taken away by Weimer, cleared back to center. Recovering is Low, but he's bulldozed to the far wall by Brad Parker and separated from the vulcanized rubber. Burke protecting for Delaware. Gets it back from Boyd deep in his own end. Astride center was Cronin, tipping the puck into the near corner of the Syracuse zone, where Hamilton Nordwind had time and space to play it ahead to Weimer. Advanced further to Jack Wren. Pressure from Panapresso sends that shot up into the netting, out of play with 13:31 to go in the third period. Syracuse getting their chances in the early stages of this third frame, but still they've got one to make up on the home team of the first half of this weekend set. Wren crashing the net off the draw. Snellenberg smothers the puck. A few seconds come off the clock, and another look forthcoming on the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Wren and Infanger were in for the draw, walking in all by his lonesome. It was Jack Wren. Snellenberg with the last word. Chesner off the center point chance just moments ago was blocked from distance. Puck ends up at the far wall. Working back in over the line was Cade Cook. Cole, looking for a second goal on the night, was double-teamed and angled behind the cage by Panapresso. Cook to Wren on the welcome mat. Shot kept out by Snellenberg. Rebound ends up behind the cage. Alex Infanger confronted by Wren. Part of that battle as well for Delaware was Keller. This is held in by Chesner at the near point. Wren kept out of the house by Infanger, trying to center the puck on the doorstep. Cade Cook couldn't get a stick on it. Jack Duffy walking the line. Shot from 50 was wide. Panapresso and Cole contest the rebound at the far corner. Skyward puck brought down just inside the blue line by Cronin. Advanced to Berg up the middle, but he couldn't split defenders at the blue line. Puck trickles in to the blue paint surrounding Bryce Miller, and he holds for the pause with 12 minutes and 19 seconds to go in regulation. Delaware gaining an attacking zone draw after being pinned in their own end for the last few minutes, and Jacob Snellenberg standing tall with save after save after save. 5 shots here in the third period, and Snellenberg's had the last word on all of them. Vecchio breaks up the outlet pass from Pendergrass intended for McEnroe. Back in come the Hens on the offensive. Only a goal of breathing room. Mahoney, cross ice to Vecchio. Shot from 35 was blocked. It looked like Cato got a piece of it. Vecchio protecting the point, steering the puck away from McEnroe's pressure, but he gave it away to Chris Fanning, wearing the number 6, worn years ago by longtime Syracuse defenseman and now erstwhile newsreader Ford Hatchett. We'd see him log upwards of 40 minutes a game some nights. And just what a great human being, too. And since he's been everywhere, Winston-Salem, the Valley of the Sun, while it's alumni weekend here at Fred Rust Arena, a tip of the hat to a few of the Syracuse alumni whom we've gotten to know through the years. And what have we got from Dr. Sam? Matching penalties. Keller off with a cross check. And Gaffney off for unsporting conduct. So 8:54 in the third period. We're going to be 4-on-4 for the next 120 seconds. Face-off coming to Snellenberg's right. Diaz and McLean. And here we've got the particulars. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 19, Cameron Gaffney, 2 minutes for unsporting conduct. Delaware penalty assessed to number 5, Jack Keller, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalties, 8 minutes, 54 seconds in the third period. Gaffney, 2 for unsporting conduct. Keller, 2 for cross-checking, both at 8:54 in the third period. Panapresso in front of his own net. Dangerous place to be with Brendan Duffy looming right there. This is cleared back as far as the Syracuse blue line, where McLean feeds the puck to Parker. Pinched up the near wall by Gott. The 26s converge behind the net. Panapresso regains the puck for Delaware, and he advances it to Gott, the first-year forward out of New York City. 2 goals in 21 games played so far for the Hens, and a shot goes up into the netting and out of play with 10:02 to go in regulation. Attacking zone draw forthcoming for the Blue Hens. And a look at what's ahead tonight on the Delaware Hockey Network. As at 10:40 p.m., we head up to Class of 1923 Arena for a meeting between the Drexel University Dragons and the Lions of the College of New Jersey. Face-off slated for 10:40. Between the Dragons and the Lions. from the heart of downtown Philadelphia. 9:45 to go. Mahoney waved out of the circle by Chauvin. New center in. And Vecchio won the draw for the home team. Berg, Weeks, and Mahoney, the other three on for the Blue Hens. Berg trying to go coast to coast. Slowed up at the tops of the circles, and Thomas Weeks, the Delaware native, protects the point. His shot directed from traffic in front into the back netting, out of play. 9 minutes and 29 seconds to go. Hens hanging tough with a 3-2 lead. And the Pittsburgher Tanner Mahoney awaiting his adversary in the face-off circle. It will be Brendan Duffy alongside for this attacking zone Delaware draw. Quick shot, quick save. Miller with stop number 4 this period. As Weeks cycles to Vecchio. Mahoney's working the point. Berg found a path to the back door, but the puck never made it there. It was taken away by Weimer. It advanced up the left wing boards by Caddo into the Delaware zone as play resumes 5-on-5 with 9 minutes remaining. Hens with a 3-2 lead over Syracuse. And we'll do it all over again tomorrow. Airtime 5:15 here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Game time 5:30 for the second half of this weekend set. And this is a Syracuse goal. It looked like Snellenberg had it, but the puck was directed in, said Chauvin. And it was Cam Gaffney with the game-tying goal for the Orange with 8:42 to go. Watching it again. Gaffney off the net front feed. From Nathan McLean. Tipped the puck between the legs of Snellenberg. And we're all even Steven. Syracuse goal, his third of the season. Scored by number 19, Cameron Gaffney. Assisted by number 18, Nathan McLean. And number 25, Sean Caddo. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 18 seconds in the third period. Gaffney's third from McLean and Caddo at 11:18. Inside 8 minutes to go in regulation. And that 3-1 Delaware lead from late in the second period feels like it was almost an eternity ago. As an icing brings the Hens back to their own end with 7:38 remaining. Be sure to follow the 412 on social media, Facebook, X, and Instagram at 412comms, and be sure to like and subscribe to the 412 on YouTube for game day notifications and more. DeBolt won the draw for Delaware across from Parker. Tracy's got 7.5 minutes to go. He floats the puck from center into the far corner. It caroms to the near side. Hens change. Chesner plays the body, gains the puck for the Orange. Weimer works it ahead, but beyond the reach of Parker. This is covered by Snellenberg for a pause. 7:16 to go. Another face-off to Snellenberg's right. Hens standing pat with the third line. DeBolt low and Gott. The Gaffney combination coming back on for the Orange. Cam Gaffney with the game-tying goal. He's got 2 points, having also had the assist on the Orange's second goal. That one contributed by Jake Brown. Looks like a few folks didn't get the no cheering in the press box memo. To be young again. Back to the main attraction with 6:46 to go in regulation. And another Sam Chauvin penalty. As Lowe is slow to his feet and being attended to by one of the linespeople. Connor Chesner pleading his case. Major potential here. What have we got from Ryan Benken? We know that Caddo's heading off. The question now becomes the severity as captains Cody Diaz and Connor Chesner will await the rest of the story. Looks like it's just going to be a minor for hooking. Clock should read 6:44. In any case, the clock has been reset to 6:54. And off we go. So this penalty will officially be at 13:06. Looks like we're going to get 10 seconds of bonus hockey. The Syracuse penalty was assessed to number 25, Sean Caddo. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 6 seconds in the third period. Caddo 2 for hooking at 13:06. Delaware Sports Medicine power play for the Blue Hens. 2 of their 3 goals have come with the man advantage. Diaz looking for a passing lane from the far corner. He gets the puck in low to Bajsadecki. Back it comes to Diaz, up high. Weeks bobbles. And that forces Delaware to reset in the neutral zone. 3-3 the deadlock. 5:50 to go in regulation. Wren gained the puck and he backhands it clear from deep in his own zone. Snellenberg steadies. And Vecchio leaves it back to Jack Keller. 5:30 remaining. Hens need an A-grade chance. They need either a snipe or a dirty net front goal. As Miller has held his own here in his ACHA debut, the Upton, Mass native, with 21 saves on 24 shots. Right in front of us, Tracy emerges from the pack with the puck. He gains center, floating it into the far corner. Coughlin reach for the puck to steer it away from Thomas. Inside 5 minutes to go. Syracuse back to full strength. Another penalty coming up. This is going to be against Delaware. Interference. The call with 4:42 to go. Coughlin ruled off for interference, and you may or may not have heard the chirps from the bottom row of the press box. We'll refrain from further comment. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 20, Cade Coughlin. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 15 minutes, 18 seconds in the third period. Coughlin, 2 for interference at 15:18. Jack Duffy drops the puck back to Thomas, who had more space, played across near side of McLean. He's steered by Goose to the near wall. Lowe offers pressure from the opposite side. So McLean caromed the puck into the far corner, where now Duffy works it around the perimeter to the other Duffy. Brendan to Jack. Back to Jack. This comes from McLean. Looking shot top of the far circle. Thomas was stonewalled right on the release. Burke fans on the backhand to try to clear. Puck is picked up in the far corner by McLean. Rather, McLean near side. It was Gaffney working the far side, now camping out net front. McLean drops this back. Jack Duffy's shot steered wide amid net front congestion into the near corner. Duffy trying to hold the point, does so. He gets this down low to Gaffney, bodied off the puck by Noah Goose, who threads it clear up the near side. 200 seconds to go in regulation, and both sides change up with 37 seconds remaining on the Coughlin interference minor. Here's Carter Rugg, accelerating up the right wall, deking his way past Diaz deep into the Delaware zone, but he's angled out of the house again by Panapresso. Cade Cook leaves this to Wren, to Chesner at the top of the zone. Back to Wren, cross slot feed. Rugg off his skate, couldn't control the puck. It bounces to the far corner. Rugg won the race to it, and he caroms it clear from behind the net to the near half wall, where Wren and Infanger get tied up. They were caught in a bear hug momentarily, battling for the puck, and Chesner holds it. His shot was stonewalled by Snellenberg on the welcome mat. Parker couldn't punch it in, and we've got a little bit of commotion in front of the cage as Snellenberg holds for a pair of rapid-fire saves. 2:38 to go in this 3-3 hockey game, and Jacob Snellenberg hanging on for dear life to keep his hens on level pegging with the Orange. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Game time 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on the Delaware Hockey Network. And we certainly hope that you're able to join us again later tonight. Drexel and TCNJ squaring off. Game time 10:40 p.m. from Philadelphia's class of 1923 arena. If you haven't been, great old barn. Maple Leaf Gardens and the Hartford Civic Center. Throw them in a blender, render it in miniature, and that's what you got. Just a great, great place. Not a comfortable seat in the house, but not a bad seat in the house. Home stretch, here we go. 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Delaware 3, Syracuse 3, and Fanning works the puck in low. McEnroe tried to center it to Fanning, but he was canceled out net front by Delaware's Danny Berg. Weeks. Spin move behind the net to try to draw Fanning out of position, but Fanning keeps the forechecking pressure alive, throws a body on Weeks. Good support lent by Tanner Mahoney to protect for the Blue Hens. Up the left dots he comes, final 95 seconds of regulation. Mahoney barreling through traffic, steered to the near corner, taken down by Brown. Mahoney nearly tackled in that battle for the puck. This ends up near side after Mahoney and Duffy got tangled up. 75 seconds to go. Thomas to Brown. Tipped by Brendan Duffy up the left wing boards over the Delaware line. Caromed by Snellenberg back out the far side. Bajsadecki couldn't clear. He tried to float the puck past McLean, but to no avail. And we have made it to the final minute of regulation. Tommy Tracy lofts the puck up the near glass into the Syracuse zone, where Jack Duffy pulls back. He's swarmed by Diaz, separated from the puck. The Burke shot from the right point was right into the Miller pads. Tracy, far side. Leaves it to Bajsadecki behind the cage. Coming in is DeBolt, fresh on the ice, offering support in the near corner. We're down to the final 33 seconds of regulation. 3-3 deadlock from Fred Rust Arena. Leighton Bajsadecki breaks the tie. It's a 4-3 hockey game. The freshman from the Garden State goes top shelf on Bryce Miller, and the Hens are up 4-3. DeBolt digs the puck free. He gets it free for Bajsadecki to go top shelf from in close. And the Hens have the lead. Delaware goal, his 13th of the season. Scored by number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. Assisted by number 25, Chance DeBolt. Time of the goal, 19 minutes and 32 seconds in the third period. Bajsadecki's 13th from DeBolt at 19:32. Net is empty with 15 seconds to go. Syracuse taking their timeout, and so will we. We'll be right back on the Delaware Hockey Network.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recover.
And welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. Final 15 seconds. Syracuse net is empty. The extra attacker is on for the Orange. The Hens win the draw, and Keller floats the puck up the right wing boards. This will be an icing with 7 seconds to go. So the faceoff comes inside the Delaware zone. Last stand for the Orange. In a game with no shortage of action and drama from end to end. Cam Gaffney takes the draw. Mahoney tries to clear the puck. It's chipped off the glass by Diaz, and that, friends, will do it. Tonight's final score, Delaware Blue Hens 4, Syracuse Orange 3. Final shots on goal. Syracuse 29, Delaware 26. Fans, it's time for the Sid's Barbecue and Jerky 3 stars of the game. Tonight's 3rd star with 26 saves and an assist for the Delaware Blue Hens, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. The number 2 star with a goal and an assist for Syracuse, number 19, Cameron Gaffney. And the number 1 star of the game with the game-winning goal for the Delaware Blue Hens, number 29, Leighton Baisadecki. Hens in orange back at it tomorrow, game time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Airtime on the Delaware Hockey Network, 5:15 for the second half of this weekend set. So Delaware improves to 13-11-3 on the year, 2 consecutive wins for the boys in blue and white. Syracuse falling to 9-11-4, but we will do it all again tomorrow, with the Blue Hens and the Orange meeting for the 4th time this season. Game time again, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Our co-executive producer is Molly Jo Rosen. Our assistant producers are Broadway Joe Sindoni and Trey Wright. Our videographer is Evie Hill. Our production assistant is Eli Swope. For the entire crew here on the Delaware Hockey Network, James Witherite saying thank you for your company. Catch us again in a couple hours. Drexel and TCNJ up at 10:40 p.m. Delaware and Syracuse will meet again tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Good night to you all from Fred Rust Arena. We'll see you again momentarily on the DHN with the second half of our Friday doubleheader.